Well, hello everyone. This is a newbie for me. Are we zoomed out? Yeah, okay. This is a newbie for me. This is an early 2000s GE canister made for GE, exclusively sold at Walmart's by Eureka. See, it even says Walmart stores on the bottom. Eureka made these. The Eureka version came with this power nozzle and also the original style World Vac nozzle. It was the 6982 series. It was blue. The 6982B had the D. I'm sorry, D is in dumb. Had the World Vac style nozzle, which I can show you. So the Eureka one would have had this, and they're actually very, very similar. They look almost identical. They both have the same brush roll. They both have the same belt. They both have the same wheels. They both have the same release pedal in the back. But the motor on this one is definitely quieter. These run a little bit loud. And you can see from the bases how this one goes in for more of a T shape. This one stays up more, curves around. This has 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They both have the same wheel design. There's a little felt washer inside there. Mini front wheels. Same brush rolls. If you look up Eureka Bravo brush rolls, you'll find white, blue, yellow bristles. This style typically always comes with a yellow bristle brush roll, which is what it did come with. It spun okay. It was starting to get a little bit worn, and it was very, very soft. I actually stole this from my Eureka Bravo upright for the meantime, just to check fit, but I'll be getting another brush roll. I think I already have one somewhere. I just put that in real quick. But anywho, this one's definitely quieter than the World Vac. The World Vac ones always seem to run a little bit louder. The motors do look very, very similar in design. The only difference being what it looks like being is that the motor on this one, say the Eureka World Vac motor, if you've never seen one, it's kind of like an all-white open unit. This one's closer to a gray or a black open unit, but looks the same, but this one's definitely quieter. I have an LED bulb in here. The suction unit is very unique. You can see that there's a long stretch for the pigtail going back to here to this unique plug. So on the Eureka, oh shoot, it came out too. Shoot. Hold on, it came out. I'm not surprised. Very, very unique prong setup on this. They're not round. On the Eureka, they were round. This one, they decided to make it genuine. So I'm not surprised that this came out. This whole machine took me several days to go through and reassemble and fix and all that. It didn't really need repair, but it needed cleaning, service, all that type of thing. It's a very unique unit. There is actually a direct air upright motor in this unit. It has the full belt pulley on there, so it's quite unique. To get it apart, obviously the bag door comes off, this part comes off, this little cover for the filter comes off, and then this whole gray top body also comes off, and it's several pieces. So if you've ever worked on a direct air motor before, you know that the fan is on the one end, it's machined in the housing, and then you have the motor pulley on the other end, and it takes a flat style belt. And there's usually a little area on the front end where you can have some sort of plate or a grommet. This one has a grommet. It's a rather large rubber grommet with holes in it that would attach it to the housing of the machine. Well, this one has the grommet attaching it to the housing in a way that it's a large rubber grommet that fits into the upper housing. So it's very, very unique. It took a lot of time. So the bottom, basically the fan sits inside of a rubber gasket. It's a vertical sitting motor. So most Kenworths and Hoovers set horizontal with the fan facing forward. This one is down, kind of like a Hoover Celebrity. The fan is down, which has the pulley shooting up in the air. The grommet's attached to that. That grommet has to fit into a space in this gray housing under here. So when you're putting the body together, the motor in the bottom turns and you have to get it to match up when you put it on top. Also meshing with the cords and the wires. Everything is fit together in a way it has to fit together. Every wire has to be basically a certain way. It was not a fun unit to work on, actually, because of that. Very, very unique. So I'm not surprised this came up again. I'll push it back down. But everything is very, very, very fussy on this machine. It looks kind of neat, but it's definitely cheaply built. The bag is quite unique. It's called a Eureka CN1. And it's almost kind of like a Patriot style, because look where the suction pulls from. It doesn't pull from back here like a Kenworth Eureka. It pulls from down yonder. So yeah, the Eureka WorldVacs used to pull from back here. The Eureka Rotomax, it was a big motor in the middle. This one, it pulls from here, and that's why that motor sits vertically behind it. So very, very unique, odd system. But as much of a pain in the butt as it was to service, it's actually a very, very quiet unit. Has somewhat decent filtration. I mean, despite my cleaning it, this is how bad it got quick. So I think there's definitely stuff in the motor still sort of blowing out of it, even though I sucked it out and blew it out myself and all that type of thing. But it's throwing carbon. I also don't know the exact age of the motor, how much use this thing's had, all that type of thing. I don't have good history on it. With that being said, let me get it back together for you. So you can see it's got the pre-motor filter, the bag, which I doubt there's a hat before. I'll look, but I doubt there's a hat before it. This is supposed to be HEPA in the back, but it doesn't help for the filtration pulling through with the system. Gas pump handle. It's a 3-prong connection here, probably because Eureka used, yeah, and I'm probably going to buy a new hose one day, because you can see it's, that one terminal is not so great, but it works for now. Yeah, Eureka used this hose for a lot of canisters. I'm not surprised this one's 3-wired in a way, basically. It does have the bare force switch. This is just a slide valve for suction relief. It does not control the motor. And the connection here could have a 3rd prong for another power head, but this one only has a 2. So I'll turn it on for you. It's pretty quiet. I apologize, I didn't mean for this video to be this long. Let's plug this guy back in for now. There we go. I just have to connect it back to the base. Okay. This does have the Eureka crush-proof hose of the time. And without further ado, I told you that the other one was quieter. Bear with me a moment. There we go. I've got the World Vac one hooked up. All World Vacs do that. When you lift the World Vac off the air, a crack has nothing to do with it. Yes, it's a crack, but that has nothing to do with it. Or they all did that. See, very quiet. Okay, anywho, we're at like 13 minutes, so I'm going to stop, but there's the GE/Eureka canister for you. Have a great one.